Let's go to question 4. The function f is defined by f of x equals 2 natural log of x plus 1 over x minus 3. X is greater than 0, less than 3. Hence, or otherwise, find the coordinates of the points of inflection on the graph of y equals f of x. Since this is calculator based, we will put f of x in y1, and y2 will be f prime of x. y3 equals f double prime of x. Then the x-intercept of y3 will be the point of inflection. Now we put y1 is f of x, y2, this is f prime of x, y3 is f double prime of x. Go to window. Domain is from 0 to 3, so scale is 1. For the y, I just use negative 10, 10, 1. I will change if necessary. Go back to y1. I need to draw the graph of y3, not y1. So unhighlight y1 and y2 graph. We need to get this x-intercept, second trace. 2. Move the cursor to the left side of this x-intercept, then enter. Move cursor to the right side of this x-intercept, then enter. It's 0.899. For the y coordinate of point of inflection, alpha trace y1, then parentheses 0.899, enter, negative 0.375. So how to show the work? We will use f double prime of x equals 0, x equals 0.899. Then f of 0.899 equals negative 0.375. So the coordinates will be 0.899, negative 0.375. For B, draw a set of axes showing x and y values between negative 3 and 3. On this axis, sketch the graph of y equals f of x, showing clearly any axis intercepts, and giving the equation of any asymptote line. Label 0, x, y. This is a 3, negative 3. 3 here, negative 3. Intercepts we can get from a graphing calculator. Asymptote line. Since this is a rational function, vertical asymptote line will be x equals 3. Do not forget there is an asymptote line for logarithm function, x equals 0. Let's go to graph to figure out intercepts. Don't forget change the window. X minimum this time is a negative 3. 3, 1. Y minimum is negative 3. Maximum is a 3. Scale is 1. Then graph. Then second trace figure out the 0. we can put 0.1 as the left bound. Then move the cursor to the right side of this x-intercept. Enter. The x-intercept will be 0.607. When you sketch the graph, since the window is given, make sure your graph is in this window. X-intercept is 0.6070. Estimate over here. The point of inflection is 0.899, negative 0.375, we estimate over here. Then you can sketch the graph now. Make sure your graph is in this window, -3 and 3. X equals 0 is the vertical asymptote line. Then this will be the graph. Let's look at C. Sketch the graph for y equals inverse of f of x, showing clearly axis intercepts and giving the equations of any asymptotes. This is for f of x. Then for inverse f of x, y equals 3. Because xy switch, y equals 0. It will be a horizontal asymptote line. Then x-intercept will be y-intercept in the inverse function. Your calculator can sketch inverse function for you. We will go to second program. Then keep going down. 8. Draw inverse. Inverse of which function? It will be y1. Enter. You could say this is the inverse function. We will draw the asymptote line first, then this y-intercept. When you sketch the graph of inverse function, normally we will draw y equals x because f of x and its inverse function will be reflected across y equals x. You could see the intersection of f of x and its inverse function on the graph of y equals x. Draw this y equals x. Then you can sketch the graph of inverse function. Let's go to D. Hence or otherwise, solve the inequality f of x greater than inverse of f of x. Between 0 and this intersection will be the solution to this inequality. So we go to calculator. We will figure out the intersection of y1 and y4. So go to graph. Second trace, 5. You need to move the cursor to close to this intersection. Now they locate 2.4. You could see the cursor is in x equals 2.48. So we will move the cursor to close to this intersection. Then enter, enter, enter. X equals 0.372. So how to write down the work? Since this is 3 marks, it's not enough to write down the solution only. You need to show how you get the solution. Solve f of x equals inverse of f of x. X equals 0.372. F of x greater than inverse of f of x. The solution will be x greater than 0, less than 0.372. If for this question only 1 mark, you just need to show the solution. But if it's more than 1 mark, you need to show how you get the solution.